Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? Today is November 4th, 2022. We got a lot of games in the NBA to get to. I'm hyped, man. It's Friday, long week. I've been grinding. And I feel like the more games we get underneath our belt in the NBA, the more information we get, man, the sharper the line's gonna be, but the more we can be accurate with our plays as well. So I'm hyped, man, as the season progresses. 3, 6, 9. It looks like 12 games today. So on a 12-game slate, I talked about this earlier in the season already. On a 12-game slate, I'm not going to go through every single game like I did last year, because I'm trying to narrow down the show. Like I talked about, we're not going to be doing 2-hour shows. At the longest, it's going to be hour 15 minutes, right? So 6:30 we off of here. 6:45, so not even 6:45. 6:40 we off here at the latest. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through these games, and I think it's important to for you guys as well. Pick your spots, right? Like you don't have to go through every game. You don't have to have something, a strong play in every single game. We don't have to be too much of degenerates, right? We can we can kind of pick and choose our spots. So if I got something in the game, I'll tell you what I got, and I'll just keep it pushing. Also wanted to address a comment that I got on YouTube as well. I thought this was funny. Somebody that watched the morning show, which the morning show is only 25 minutes. Tap in with me, Cashed It with Chris, 7 a.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. But I got a comment that said, hurry up and get to the picks. And I think it's important to make sure I explain this to people. I think a lot of people know this. It's probably a small majority that don't. Maybe, they're new or whatever the case might be. I don't just come on and give you guys picks. If I wanted to give you guys picks, I could just post them on Twitter. This is like a real show for the gambling community. So if you hear and you just want the picks, like it's so many different accounts that you can follow on Twitter if you just want picks. You know what I mean? Like this is more so this show specifically is more so to give you guys insight and knowledge to help make better plays on your end, and to let you guys know what I'm on officially as well. The morning show is more of a recap for what happened the day before and to look ahead to the evening slate, right? So it's to help you guys get in front of the lines. Yesterday I came on, I talked about the Pelicans because I thought that Steve Kerr was going to rest the starters. The line was at 4. Now it's up to 10. So that's what the show is about. It's not necessarily about just giving you guys picks. Because if I wanted to do that, I can make a couple 1-minute videos. So I just wanted to make sure I shared that information with you guys as well. If you're looking for quick picks, this ain't the show for that, man. This is not the show for that. Tiffany said, "Oh shit, Chris got on the Laker hat." Yeah, we're gonna talk about that, Tiffany. I ain't backing the Lakers today though. I feel good, bro. It's Friday. Man, y'all going crazy in the chat. I can't even read all these comments, man. Markel said he locked in Halliburton double. Daniel said, "Let's go. We taking a fire extinguisher in the Indiana today. Heat under 114.5. Appreciate you as always, JR." Tiffany said, "I do not endorse the Knicks tonight until further notice." Thank you. New York in the building. News came out earlier than I thought it was going to, so he missed the Pelicans line. KC said that. Mitch said, been busy last couple of days, but we made it. Appreciate y'all for being here, man. I can't even get to all the comments. If you're watching on Twitter and you want to watch on YouTube, the link is in my description. It's also I also tweeted it out. I also tweeted out another link for you guys as well. There's a link for the chalkboard community. I dropped the chalkboard exclusive play too. So the link is there now, and the reason why I posted it is because it wasn't available for Android users. Now, no matter if you have an Android or iPhone, you can get in the chalkboard community. Myself, Finesse the Books, my brother, really, really sharp mind. I mean, you guys probably know who Finesse is. If not, I don't know. I'm not sure why you don't know who he is. But Finesse and my brother, Ronald Cobain, shout out you, Capper. We co-host a community, a chalkboard community where we try to drop free plays and have conversations about some of the things that's going on. We got about 1,000 people in there, but we always looking to grow, man. It's free, and like I said, the link is posted in my description. I'm sorry, it's posted on one of my last few tweets. So check that out. DM me if you need the link. I'll send it to you. But let's get into it, man. Like I said, we got a big slate and we got a lot of games. So try to get to as many of them as I can. But I want to reserve a lot of time for you guys to be able to share your plays and your looks, because there's no way everybody can cap the full game as far as total side spreads, props, quarters. Is no way possible that you can do that for 12 games. So it's got to be some throwaway spots. So I'm gonna give you guys what I got, and then we're gonna keep it moving, man. We're gonna keep it pushing. And like I said, if y'all got something, DeAnthony Melton likely to start for injured James Harden. That's interesting. Really, really interesting. Okay. And I was liking Milton too. So maybe look at his props. But let's get into it, man. First game up, Cavs and the Pistons. This is a game I won't spend a lot of time on. The Cavs are hot. They're 6-1 ATS, 6-1 straight up. They've won 6 games in a row. Covered all of them except the game in Toronto to start the season. This is their first game of at least a 4-game road trip. They go out to LA and play the Clippers and the Lakers and Sacramento coming up on this road trip. So to me, it's like a sleepy spot for the Pistons. I think the Pistons could cover this number. I know it came down from 7. I think it came all the way down to 6 is the last time I saw it. Actually, it's down to 5.5. We also got the news about Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland both being questionable in this game. So I don't know if we got updated news on that. If y'all see anything on that, y'all let me know. I'm gonna go through Underdog tweets and try to make sure I got all the updated news for you guys. But y'all know it's a hassle, man, trying to get all this stuff done at the same time. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I saw anything recently about whether they was gonna play or not. The money coming in, I will say this: the money coming in on the Pistons in this spot makes me think that that one of those guys probably not going to play. The last thing we got was 5 hours ago. It said that Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland both went through shoot around. They both remain questionable. So we're going to have to wait on that news. And I'm not into, like trying to wait. I'd rather go to another game. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't have a play in this game. Although I will say I was looking heavily at Bogdanovic's points. Bogdanovich is 18.5. I already mentioned this being kind of like a sleepy spot for the Pistons. For the Cavs. It's an unmotivated spot. You just came off a win against Boston. Now you travel to Detroit to start your road trip before going all the way to the West Coast. And the Pistons, they fight hard. We watched them against the Bucks on the second night of a back-to-back last week in the first game against the Bucks because they played them twice, and they don't give up. I think of the Cavs team as almost like a Bucks team. One of the top tier teams in the Eastern Conference. If they was able to keep that game close, they probably could keep this game close too. If I was on the Pistons, I don't feel comfortable, laying taking the 5.5. I would have wanted to get it at 7, but nothing. Like I said, nothing really, nothing crazy in this game. Like I did mention Bogdanovich though. I was looking at Bogdanovich, and Bogdanovich points is at 18.5. He's cleared that number like 5 of the 7 games so far. And I think when you think about how teams are scoring against the Cleveland Cavaliers, it's not coming from the inside, right? The interior does not have a lot. They're not giving up a lot of points. Guys like Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. So I think Detroit has to make some jump shots tonight, and I think Bogdanovich could go for 20. Nothing that I played, but I just wanted to kind of share that with you guys. Dude's been balling. He's a baller for sure. Cade's a baller for sure too. But like I said, nothing official in that game. I'm gonna keep it moving. Nets and the Wizards. Also nothing official in this game, just because the big news is we know James Harden's not playing. Ben Simmons is also. Well, I'm sorry. Nets and the Wizards. We know that Ben Simmons isn't playing. Kyrie has been suspended. I think you could potentially look at KD. I don't know what impact this has on KD. I know his point prop went all the way up to 33.5 points. I know Seth got ruled out already in this one as well. This Nets team is not a buy-on team. They're 1-7. This spread actually opened with them being favored. I think it was about 1. And then, of course, it's flipped all the way to the Wizards -3. I think the Wizards is the right side, but I don't see enough offense from the Nets standpoint without Kyrie and his ball distribution. And the Wizards, they scare me. So I'm probably off the game. If I had to play in the game, it'd definitely be the Wizards, though. I hate taking the Wizards to cover any kind of a margin, though, because even in games they should win by 5 or 6, they typically win by 1 or 2. So total in this one dropped from 228.5 all the way down to 222. But like I said, the Nets don't cover it. 1-7 straight up. That was with Kyrie. A lot of drama going on over there. KD back in DC. We know he's from PG County, right up the street from me. So I don't know. I don't really got any strong opinions on that game. I guess one thing we should be looking at, though, now that I'm just like talking it out, we know that the Nets don't rebound the ball. So looking at rebound props for guys like Porzingis, I'm not sure where his rebound prop is set at, but he's actually rebounding the ball a lot better than he did last year. I'd be looking at Porzingis rebound prop in this game if it hasn't gotten too juiced already. This just kind of came to me off the top of my head, and maybe even Kyle Kuzma rebound prop. But that's what I got for you guys in that one. Nothing, like I said, I don't want to stay on these games I don't got any action in. Heat and the Pacers, not another game that I don't really like. I do think that this game should be interesting because from the Heat side, Victor Oladipo and Yurtseven are still out, but Jimmy's also listed out in this game. Bam went through shoot around, but he's listed as questionable. And on the Pacers side, the Pacers have been playing good. Like, they've been covering spreads. We saw what they did to Brooklyn last week. They beat Brooklyn outright in the first game. I think that was on Saturday. And then then on Monday, they covered the spread as well. Now they're a little rested too. I'll probably be looking at Ben Mathurin. I was looking for his props earlier, but that's the thing. I talked about creating the stars will be stars parlay. You can't, like, it's really hard when you got all these injuries and you don't know who's going to play because the books don't put the lines out early enough. So I like Ben Mathurin being back at the crib though. I don't know what his point prop is set at. On the Heat side of things, you got to be looking at, some of these guys like Matt Strus, right? Some of these guys that can actually score the ball. Matt Strus can have a big day. I'm pretty sure he'll get, a lot more minutes than he would if Jimmy Butler wasn't, playing. If Jimmy Butler was playing in this game, so I see Matt Strus at 15.5. That might be something I add to my bet slip and take a sharper look at a little bit later. Tyler Hero's at 22.5. Man, he should go for 30 tonight in his sleep. I hadn't even looked at Tyler Hero. But Tyler Hero, Matt Strus, neither one of these teams, I'm not expecting either one of them to play too much defense in this spot just because Jimmy Butler's out. And the Pacers, we know that they don't play too much defense. Defense does get better with Miles Turner in the game, but not a lot better. I was also looking at Jalen Smith. Shout out to my guy, Ski. I see Ski in the chat. Ski been hitting on Jalen Smith rebounds. I noticed that when Miles Turner came back, Jalen Smith actually went under his rebound prop, I think, in 2 of the 3 games since he came back. The books hasn't adjusted the line yet. It's still at 8.5. And I feel like 8.5 is a lot. He hasn't cleared that number, but one of the 4 games, I think, that since Miles Turner has come back. So Jalen Smith under 8.5 rebounds was actually on my short list. Also something that I didn't play, but I do have that written down. Not trying to pick a winner in this spot. The total the game actually is down to 3.5. Miami's only favored by 3.5. It is their first road game in quite a while after they got their revenge against Golden State and Sacramento from losing that game was 2 weeks ago now. So nothing official for me in that one. The Knicks and the 76ers, also a game that I will have not picking a side on. 2 teams that really can't be trusted. We saw what the Knicks did when I took them and laid the -2.5 the other day. The 76ers will, I guess, did we get official news that Embiid is out? You guys, Miami should cover the game. 65 people in the chat. Hit the like button. Yeah, hit that like button for me, man. Ski. Peace, Chris. What up? Did we get any news on if Joel Embiid was ruled out? I feel like I haven't seen anything. Let's see. I can find out really quickly. Hold on. He went through shoot-arounds the last thing. So if Embiid doesn't play, I feel like if maxi points is set below 30, you have to smash maxi points. DeAnthony Melton is somebody I'd also be looking at because they only have a select few guys that can actually get their own shot on the team. So maybe you look at PRAs instead of points. But Melton can get his own shot. He can create for himself and others. And of course, we know Maxi can as well. So Maxi is a good spot. But like I said, until we get the Joel Embiid news, it kind of almost makes this pointless to, try to cap this game and figure out what you like. And last time I looked, I don't even think Maxi props were out yet. But I know I actually almost tweeted it out. Somebody shoot me a text when they came out because I know that the number probably is going to get inflated. And we hit on Maxi points the other day. That guy said DeAnthony Melton assist is worth a look. Yeah, for sure. All of it. Like I said, they only have a couple playmakers. We hit on Maxey points the other day over 22.5. If Joel Embiid doesn't play in this game, I expect him to go crazy. We saw what guards who really want to get a bucket can do. DeJounte Murray just went crazy against this team, and I'm not saying he's Maxey, but we've seen guards like the Knicks up for sure. So that's why I'd be looking to in this game. I know it's not contrarian at all, but that's why I'd be looking in this one. Nothing for me on the Knicks side of things. I'm off this team. They're on the shelf until further notice. Moving along, we got the Bulls and the Celtics. And I said I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a look in this one too. This is the one I actually posted in the chalkboard. So Bulls coming to this game, they were 7-point dogs, and the spread actually went down to 6.5. And now we see the spread back up to 7. So some money's come back in on Boston in this spot. 7.5. I see it at the total opened at 223, and it's still floating around that 223 mark. So I don't like the spot for the Bulls in this spot. I know that the Celtics haven't been covering super big spreads. They're coming off that loss in overtime to the Cleveland Cavaliers the other day. So one day's rest for them. I don't like the spot for the Bulls though. So the Bulls are coming into this game. They're off 2 straight wins. They beat Charlotte 2 nights ago, and before that, who did they beat? Oh, they beat Brooklyn in Brooklyn when Zach LaVine went off for 20 in the fourth quarter. So this will be the third game in 4 nights for the Bulls, and it's not even just the 3rd and 4. It's the way that the games have flowed, right? It's the venue. So they went from road to home, road to home, and road to home to road again. So I don't like that they've had to do so much traveling. The schedule makers didn't do them any favors by doing this. I think the Celtics come out here and smack them up early. We've seen them kind of catch some steam, but really difficult team to cap with the Bulls. They went on a 2-game winning streak. They went on a 2-game losing streak. Went on a 2-game winning streak, and I think something like another 2-game winning streak or something like that now. So what I'd be looking at though, I thought I caught the book slipping. Time will tell. The first quarter though, and this is what I posted in chalkboard. The first quarter over the total. The first quarter total is 54.5 points. To me, that's a tad bit low, right? 57 points in the first quarter just seems like a ridiculously low spot. And I got some notes for that one, so I'll share that with you guys. This is a play that I locked in earlier. So you get the Bulls. So the Bulls. Let's see. Celtics won the first quarter by. So you get the Celtics coming off a loss. They've won the first quarter by an average of 10 points so far this season. That's what is it? 34-24. So that's over the total. That's 54.5. Also, you get the Celtics playing at the 8th fastest pace to start the game in the first quarter. They're also getting out and running. Joe Mazzulla talked about just wanting to run now that they don't have Robert Williams, and we've seen that so far. That's why they're the 8th fastest team as far as pace. They want to get out and run off misses and turnovers. They're averaging 32 points in the first quarter, which was the most points averaged in the first quarter until Denver scored like 45 points in the first quarter yesterday against OKC. So they're still second, averaging 32 points in the first quarter so far this season, and that's a 7-game sample size. Like I said, that's second in the league. On the opposite side, you get a Bulls team. They are playing at the 3rd slowest pace, but they have the 11th highest offensive rating in the first quarter. The Bulls rank 18th in first quarter scoring at 28 points per game. The Bulls are also allowing teams to shoot 52% from the field in the first quarter. The Bulls have been getting off the really slow starts. That 52% that they're allowing teams to shoot is the worst in the league. So I expect for Boston to come in motivated in this spot, to score a bunch of points in the first quarter, and also to give up a bunch of points as well, because I think the Bulls can score with this team as well. The other thing is, this is a 3rd game in 4 nights for Chicago. I mentioned that already. That tends to lead to less defense and more scoring. I think the Celtics coming off a loss. The Celtics coming off a loss so far this season. They're averaging 34 points in the first quarter, allowing 24 points, like I mentioned. And then the last 2 things I wanted to mention is that the average score at the end of both of these teams at the end of the first quarter has been 60 points. That's 5 points more than what we need to clear this 54.5 line. The total for the game is 223, I think. but the first quarter is 54.5. That's 27 points apiece that you need from these teams. I think that both of these teams go over 27. I think, Boston probably scores 30, 32, and I think that the Bulls could score 28, 29 points. So I locked that in. 1 unit play for me. I feel like because the books had so many things to, lines to put out today, we kind of caught them slipping with that one. Time will tell, though. Last thing I wanted to mention, these teams did just play last Friday. The score at the end of the first quarter was 39-30. That's 69 points. The Bulls absolutely came out hot in that spot. And like I said, they didn't play any defense, gave up 30 points in that spot either. Gave up 30 points in that spot too. So that's 69 points. We only need 55 in this spot. I really love that look. I locked that in. One of my favorite plays of the day, the first quarter total over 54.5 for the Celtics and the Chicago Bulls. Moving along, and I don't got too many plays for you guys because I really want to hear from everybody else. Still trying to keep the show, trying to be off here by 6:15, 6:25 at the latest. Hornets and the Grizzlies. This is a really bad spot. Man, so the reason why it's a bad spot is because the Grizzlies finally coming back home from the Western Conference road trip. Typically, you don't really want to play those teams, but the Grizzlies do need to kind of stack wins. I know the spread for this one opened at 11.5. It's come down to 10.5. I was thinking Grizzlies early in this one. Didn't play it though. I think the Hornets defense is taking a big step back, especially when you allow the Bulls to score as many points as they did the other day. And also, at a certain point, you can't withstand, not having your top guys. LaMelo's been out, the whole season after I think it was game 1. Terry Rozier hasn't played much. He's still out. And then also you add Gordon Hayward to the list, and Cody Martin is also added to the list. So not a lot of – these guys still have offensive firepower. Don't get it twisted. Like guys like Dennis Smith Jr., guys like Kelly Oubre, P.J. Washington, those are guys I'll be looking at. Probably P.J. Washington. He'll probably end up drawing Dylan Brooks in this spot. But Dennis Smith Jr. should play – I think he should play well. And I would just, go look at the usage. Not a game I really feel like I want to force a lot in though. So I didn't take a lot. I didn't take anything in this spot, and I don't really, got a lot of notes on it either. But I do think Grizzlies team total. I know that they've been coming out hot in the first quarter, so I'll be looking at the team total over. I wrote that down in my notes. And then, like I said, P.J. Washington, Kelly Oubre, and Dennis Smith Jr. based on usage and volume and matchup. I'll be looking to play one of those guys. Next game up, Clippers and the Spurs. I'm trying to get through this as quickly as possible. My throat a little sore. So Clippers and the Spurs, Devin Vassell and Keldon Johnson was off the injury list. And I feel like you just absolutely have to look at Devin Vassell in this spot. Dude's been crushing his player prop, his point prop. I think it's been like 14.5, 15.5. I think it's up to 16.5 now. But he's taking that many shot attempts. I always talk about volume. And if I can get a player to need as many points as shots that they're taking, I'm typically looking at those guys. So Devin Vassell will be somebody I'm looking at in this game. I know that the Clippers rely a lot on defense. That's fine and dandy, but I do feel like Devin Vassell would just get the enough volume to probably clear his player prop today. Keldon Johnson probably too. And then as far as the other side goes, the Spurs aren't playing much defense. They've just been able to score. So I think that this game probably goes under if the Clippers aren't hitting. We did see the Clippers kind of pick up steam, and they did start to hit some shots in the last game after struggling against the Houston Rockets and the New Orleans Pelicans over the weekend. They went to Houston, and they actually, picked it up. So on the Spurs side, I know he had a good game last game, and I think he could have another good game today. I'll be looking at some value players like Markieff Morris. I think Morris is in a really good spot. I got him listed at 14.5 points. I think he's shooting about 13, 14 times. I love the volume. And they don't, they're still without Kawhi. He's going to be out for, I think, at least 2 more games in this spot. And the other guys just aren't picking it up right now. Nicholas Batum, Reggie Jackson is due to have a game, but he hasn't had one yet. I just like Morris because he's going to be out there. He's going to get the minutes. Robert Covington is still out. So I'll be looking at guys like Morris, maybe even Norman Powell. But I like Morris in this spot. I haven't played anything, but that's what I got for you guys as far as that game goes. The Raptors and the Mavs, also a game I'm really interested in watching. I feel like I should have a play on this game, but I don't. The spread in this one opened at Toronto +4. and it's come down to 3.5. I see a 3-2 at Caesars. The total opened at 217, so money's coming in on the under. We know that both of these teams are two of the better defensive teams in the league. We saw the Raptors smack up the Spurs the other day, and we saw the Mavs in a hard-fought game come back and beat Utah after Utah jumped out on them early. I feel like this is a game I really, really want to see. I enjoy watching two teams that don't take defensive nights off. I do think that Luka probably hits his point prop. I think it was like 31.5. Dude's been absolutely crushing it coming into the season in shape. I think he's averaging 35, 36, breaking records and scoring records for the first quarter. So I'd be looking at Luka points again. I do like that spot. And for on the Raptors side, I mean, Siakam's a guy you can't necessarily go wrong with at all either. But I didn't put too much handicapping into this game because, like I said, I kind of wanted to pick and choose my spots. And this is a game that I'm more interested in watching with a glass of red wine and some popcorn versus actually, trying to pick a side in this one. So nothing official for me in that one. The Warriors and the Pelicans, I won't really touch on that game because yesterday I gave out the Pelicans -4 in anticipation that Steve Kerr would rest the starters in this spot for the Warriors, second night of a back-to-back, 3rd and 4, 5 and 7 game, and the Pelicans coming off the loss against the Lakers, especially getting Herb Jones and Brandon Ingram back. So I know that the line went up to 10.5. I felt, a lot tweeted it out earlier. A lot of people are on Jordan Poole. I couldn't talk anybody off of that. I do think that Kuminga, if we get Kuminga props, it could be something to look at. Steve Kerr came out last night in the post-game interview after the loss to the Magic and said that they were, pretty much open to trying anything as far as getting some of those guys off the bench, like, maybe Patrick Baldwin Jr. and Kuminga, like all of the guys typically that don't play for them, we're going to get minutes anyway. So I think, tonight's going to be a good test for them. I don't expect them to come out and roll over, but the reason why they've been so bad is because their second unit defense is horrible. And I don't think that it gets any better tonight, subtracting Draymond out of it, subtracting Klay Thompson out of it, and subtracting Wiggins out of it. So Looney will still be there. Moses Moody will be there. But I'm glad I got in on the position that I got in on. I won't talk too much about that game, but I do think you could look at Kuminga props, especially against a front line. I tweeted out earlier, but especially against a big front line like the Pelicans have, they're going to need size, and they're going to need more than Wiseman. They're going to need more than just Kevon Looney. So I like Kuminga. I didn't even look at his props, but he'd be a guy targeted in that game. Moving along, the Blazers and the Suns. Another game I'm absolutely not interested in at all. Spread opened at 8. Then we and the total opened at 217.5. Then we saw that Anthony Simons got ruled out. Of course, we know Damian Lillard is already ruled out. Campaign was ruled out. Aiden actually went through a full practice yesterday, and he's probable for this game. And I think that's why the spread got pushed all the way to 12.5. Phoenix is still at home. I think this is like their 4th or 5th game at home in a row. Not ever looking to fade a team like that, especially when it's not on the second night of a back-to-back. I don't know. I don't know how I'd be looking at this game. With a total at 211 and the spread being 12, I think the Portland team total is probably just a tad bit too low. But I will tell you guys, I don't know if people have been watching Portland play or not. Josh Hart, his PRAs, matter of fact, I need to write that down. Josh Hart PRAs, he will be the guy that steps in tonight and that probably does a lot of things for this team. So Josh Hart PRAs is a way I'd be looking. Also, Shaedon Sharpe. I don't know if guys have been paying attention to Shaedon Sharpe. I'm a big fan of Shaedon Sharpe out in Portland. Dude's a beast. And I don't even know if his props are available yet. I don't think I've seen them available yet. But I'd be looking toward – he actually are at 12.5. I would be on Shaedon Sharpe. I think he scores 13, 14, 15 points. And I do think that Coach Chauncey Billups probably just puts him out there. To see, just to let him get some run, let him get some burn. He gonna learn from his mistakes. His 15 points I see is at plus 125, and they got his 20 just at plus 300. I feel like we should get better odds on that. But yeah, I like Shaedon Sharpe in this spot. And like I said, I would definitely be looking at a guy like Josh Hart PRAs, which is at 26.5. I actually like that number a lot for Josh Hart. And then I like Shaedon Sharpe points at 12.5 as well. I might put something on that. I know that's one of the later games tonight. So that's why I'll be looking in that spot. Man, I'm trying to hurry up. Next game up, the Bucks and the Timberwolves. So spread opened in favor of the Bucks by 3.5. It's still at 3.5. I see that it opened at 2.5, but when I was looking at the game yesterday, it was actually at 2.5. It was actually at 3.5. Total hasn't moved yet at all. 227. This is a game where you have to wait as well. Gobert and Anthony Edwards did go through shoot around. I think that they both are listed as questionable with an illness that was reported yesterday. That's one of the reasons why I didn't look too much into the game, because I'm already frustrated with the manipulation of the injury report. And I'm not at a point where I'm wanting to pick and choose and try to go through and figure out what I want to do based on, like, I just rather play a game that I'm solid on, and I don't have to necessarily rack my brain. I feel like it's too early in the season for that. So one thing I am official on, though, and I think it's also worth mentioning, Giannis went through, he's probable for the game, but he went through shoot around as well. I like Giannis rebounds in this spot. I was talking to my guy. I don't even see him in the chat, but I was talking to Joey earlier. We were going back and forth. He said he was looking at the Bucks first half, which I also like. The Timberwolves have come out slow, but you like it more with Rudy Gobert in. This Timberwolves team hasn't really gotten into an offensive groove yet, and they're still trying to figure out how they want to play with Rudy Gobert. I don't know if you guys saw it, but Anthony Edwards was asked about not having a dunk at the end of the last game in the post-game interview, and he wasn't like mad about it, but he was just like, yeah, like, I'm not Giannis. I can't jump over everybody. Every time I go into the lane, it's a lot of people down there. To me, that was him taking a shot, being like, hey, Rudy Gobert can only be in the paint, so I don't have a choice. I don't have a chance to actually go get by my man and go to the rim, because Rudy gonna be down there, his man gonna be down there, and my defender gonna be down there too. So, I think a big reason why Ant doesn't have a dunk yet is because of Rudy Gobert. I think that taking him off the court just allows for a lot more spacing, which is the way we saw this Timberwolves team actually give people trouble last year when they were scoring a lot of points in the first quarter, a lot of points in the first half, and they actually played Steven Adams off the floor, if you guys remember that, in the playoffs, because he couldn't guard anybody on the floor. Cat was out at the three-point line. We know that a guy like Steven Adams dominates because he can, protect the paint, box out, get all the rebounds, block shots, affect shots. So I think, having Gobert, I'm not saying that it can't work, but so far it's not working. So I'd be looking at, like I said, it just kind of depends. I don't care if he's in or out, though. The prop that I'm on in this one, which is Giannis rebounds, I don't care if Gobert is in. Of course, I like it more if he is out. But I think Giannis gets up for these opportunities. You hear it all the time in his post-game interviews. It's hard for him to have games where he gets where he looks. I wouldn't say it's hard. I would say he looks for these high competition type games, right? I'm not sure if this game's nationally televised or not, but the Bucks are the last undefeated team in the league. And what I got on Rudy Gobert rebounds, so he's cleared 13 in 5 of the 8 games so far this season. He's gone. One of the games that he didn't grab 13 rebounds was against the Rockets. That was the early one. They actually won that game 125-105. And Giannis only played 28 minutes in that game, and I think he still had 12 rebounds. So in a spot where I see a spread that's really, really short, I think that he of course plays more minutes. And I actually looked at Rudy Gobert. I looked at Giannis rebounds in games where he's played at least 30 minutes. He's hit this number every single game. Also, it's interesting to note that the Timberwolves, I'm sorry. So against the Timberwolves, Giannis has gone over this 12.5 rebounds in 3 of his 4 games. He's averaging 18.1 rebound chances. And the Timberwolves, last thing I wanted to mention, the Timberwolves are actually allowing the 5th most rebounds to their opponent. Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis, of course, you guys can look at those guys, but I just feel like Giannis is going to, really come to play in this spot. I wouldn't mind taking his points either. I know they're sitting at like 33.5. I still think he probably goes for 40 in this spot. But I'm officially on his rebounds, 12.5. I got it at plus 102 earlier. I really like Rudy, and I really like Giannis to go over his rebound prop in this game. And then last but not least, the Jazz versus my Lakers. I got the Laker hat on. I'm not playing the Lakers today. I just want to make sure I say that. We've seen this Laker team play really, really well, especially defensively. I know we're still getting a lot of slack for not being able to shoot the ball, but we're able to stay in all the games because we have been able to shoot the ball. The spread in this one actually opened at 2, And, I had to scratch my head when I saw the money coming in on the Lakers. It's actually up to 3.5 now against a Utah team that's actually looks solid this year. They come into this game 3-1. The Jazz, that is, they come into this game 6-3. I'm sorry, 6-3 straight up and against the spread. They lost that game to Dallas after having a huge lead in the first half against them. They jumped on Dallas early in Dallas on Wednesday. So, days rest, traveling from Dallas to LA. They play the Clippers on Sunday, and then they play the Lakers again on Monday. So we did. So I think it's also interesting to mention as well, this Utah team actually plays really good defense. This is going to be something that I think is a lot of people probably might not want to be on. And I didn't lock this one in yet, but I'll tell you guys the way I'm looking in this one. Not betting against the Jazz. I've lost a significant amount of money betting against the Jazz so far, specifically that Pelicans game. I lost a little too much money betting against the Jazz, and they continue to, defy the odds and just be a lot better than I think they're going to be. So I'm not looking to back the Lakers. I need to see a little more consistency. AD is still, working through that back injury to the point that he didn't even participate in shoot around. They kind of just gave him the shoot around off earlier. But the thing I wanted to mention is that, and I don't know if people paid attention to this when they watched the Lakers and the Pelicans game earlier this week. Bron, and I don't know how he feels now because, of course, he's not going to disclose that information. But Bron actually, you could tell that something was going on with him. I watched the post-game interview, and he said that he had some kind of virus. He hadn't gotten out of bed since Sunday, last Sunday. And, of course, he came to work, did his job. And he said when he got done with the game, he was going to get right back into bed. So whatever, I know he got, buku amounts of money, but sometimes those viruses just got to take their toll, and you can't always find you a magic potion in the store. Your grandma can't make you something to make you feel better all the time. They just got to run their course. So Bron point prop was sitting at 28.5 last game. I might be looking to live play his under maybe. I know that might sound crazy, but I might be looking to live play Bron under, if he's not looking 100%. I also think because he got the morning off, to me that insinuates that he probably won't play. Well, not that he won't play, but that he might not be looking to score in this game as much either, right? They'll be looking to other guys, and those guys stepped up. We saw, a couple guys have really big games. Guys like Lonnie Walker II, AD played well. Who else played well for the Lakers the other day? We had a lot of guys who played a lot better than I thought they would. So that's why I'd be looking in this spot, maybe taking Bron points under, especially if you can get it at like 28.5. This Pelican team, they do play defense. I'd be looking towards the under in this game, even though the total's going up again. The Jazz are actually 4-1 to the under when the total's set at 228.5 this year. I looked that stat up earlier. They're not giving up as many points. The Lakers are playing at the fastest pace in the league, but they also lose in the first quarter every single time, and they are not converting on the offensive end. And I think Bron not feeling well doesn't help that at all. And how could I forget Westbrook? That's who plays so well. Westbrook played well. I don't think that he plays as well in this game against the Jazz, but I could be wrong. This Jazz team is a really difficult team to defend too. Their offense is predicated on ball movement, on penetration, and shooting a bunch of three-pointers. Everybody on this team can shoot. That it shouldn't affect us too much if we put it shouldn't affect the Lakers too much if they put AD at the 5. But it's going to be hard for him to get rebounds having to guard guys like Lauri Markkanen and Kelly Olynyk who are fundamentally sound. So that's what I got for you guys. Super Kel said Donovan Mitchell and Garland are out. Is that true? Let's see. Yeah, that spread just went to 4 quick. If y'all want to take the points with the Cavs, y'all better get it in quick because I still see some sixes out here. For Detroit for Cleveland to win by. But it's dropping quickly. I see it all the way at 4 now. So I'll go over the officials real quick, and then if you guys got looks, send me a request on Twitter and let me know. Let's see what y'all saying in the comment section. Official for me, I'm on Rudy Gobert. Giannis Antetokounmpo, his rebounds over 12.5. I also took the Chicago Bulls and the Boston Celtics first quarter over 54.5 points. And then I got a couple things on my short list I wanted to share with you guys as well. But if y'all got anything else, Y'all let me know. What's up, LJ? Talk to the people, man. How you doing today?
What's going on, Chris? Happy Friday to you, sir.
Same to you, my brother.
Man, I'm locked and loaded, bro.
What you got?
All my props that I gave you yesterday, I missed it by the hook, bro. Every single one. Bro.
It be like that, bro.
But look, it's all good. Like I said, we back at it again. Ain't no discouragement.
Absolutely.
I'm not taking no sides for a month, bro. I'm gonna stay off all November. I'm gonna wait till December to let these teams get their roster straight. Because, like you say, injuries is happening now. You don't know who's gonna be in the lineup. You know, we're waiting till the last minute to see who's gonna be ruled in and out. So I'm just gonna stick to the props, bro. For sure, I know who's playing. So we're gonna start it off, man. Jalen Brunson, bro, for the Knicks, over 26.5 PRA. Because he's averaging 18, 4, and 7. That puts you at 29 right there. And he averaged 21, 4, and 4 last year versus the Sixers. So that puts you at 29 right there. So that's already over his PRA right there. So I'm going to take that over 26.5. I would take KD's points, man, but I don't know how effective he's going to be. You know, I know Kyrie suspended, you know, but I just don't know how effective he's going to be. He probably going to have to rebound and defend and do a lot more tonight instead of trying to focus on getting like 35. They laddered it up to 33.5. So that's a little bit steep for me, man. So I think I'm gonna stay off for that one. But
LJ, real quick, I got a question for you while you up here. If KD don't score 35 tonight, where do they get points from? Man, I feel like between him and Kyrie, like who else scores on that team?
I mean, I'm not saying he can't get it.
No. Me either. I just want to talk it out with you. Like if they don't get 35 from KD, like who they don't got Seth. Joe Harris is just coming back from injury. They're trying to, you know, slowly integrate him. Like, where's the offense come from without KD? You know what I mean?
I mean, it's gonna have to be a collective effort. You know, somebody gonna have to step up. But I have no idea, man. I don't even know who's left on the roster. To be honest with you.
Right.
You know? So
right.
I have no idea, bro.
Patty Mills night? Is it a Patty Mills night, LJ?
Man, it could be. It could be anybody night. To be honest. So who knows, bro? That's the next issue.
Right, that's a fact. Now go ahead, go back to your plays, OJ. I just wanted to get your insight on that real quick, bro.
Yeah, for sure. I'm on Vucevic, over 12.5 rebounds, minus 108. Because like I mentioned earlier this morning with you, you know, he had 18 and 23 versus Boston back on the 24th of October, and he's averaging 16 rebounds his last 3 games. So I think he for sure should get over 12.5. I'm gonna do this sneak one right here, man. Steven Adams, 2+ blocks, plus 225, because the Hornets are allowing the most blocks in the NBA at 7 a game. Steven Adams had 3 blocks versus the Hornets and 2 blocks versus the Hornets last year, and he's already had 3 games this year with 2+ blocks so far. So I laddered that up to 2. It's over 1.5, but I laddered it up to 2+ just to see if he can get that one. That's a sneaky one, but I really didn't put a lot on that one. But I'm gonna throw that one in there. But this is one I got you right here. CJ McCollum, bro, over 5.5 assists, plus 104. Because I mentioned to you before, Golden State allows the most assists to the point guard position, and they did it again last night with Jalen Suggs. He had 9. So I don't see no reason why CJ McCollum can't get over 5.5 assists tonight, bro. So I think I'll put my most money on that one. And I also gonna come at you with this one. Drew Holiday, over 7.5 assists, minus 107, because Minnesota allows the second most assists in the league. And they, like I mentioned to you the day before, they had 5 players already that's had 8+ assists against them. So I think Drew Holiday can get that over 7.5. And my last one, I believe I got Chris Paul, man. I took his assist prop and I took his steal prop because he's facing Portland. He's averaging over 10.5 right now. He averaged 10.5 versus Portland 2 games last year. And steals, 2+ steals, minus 126. He had 5 steals in 2 games versus Portland last year. And Portland allows the most steals in the NBA at 9 a game. So those are my props right there for you, player.
What was that last one, LJ?
Chris Paul, over 10.5 assists, minus 124. And I took his 2+ steals, minus 126.
Okay. Hey, best of luck. I know you be killing it, LJ. Bounce back night to night after, like you said, being caught on the hook last night.
Man, it gotta be, bro. It gotta be. But I also threw this one. I hadn't took you yet, but you mentioned Marcus Morris tonight. You know, you want him as points with the Spurs. You know, I think I'm gonna take his steals too because he's had one steal in every game except one this year, and they ladder Paul George up to 2.5 because he's had 6 out of the last 7, 2+. So either one of them are gonna get the steal because both of these teams turn the ball over most of the NBA, the Spurs and the Clippers. But I'm not for sure who's gonna get it. I may throw a sprinkle on both of them just to get break even pretty much, or both of them will get one so I win both. But we'll see how that works. But that's just a little bonus one, you know what I'm saying? Honorable mention.
Okay. Nah. Okay. Hey, LJ, I appreciate the looks, my brother. You know, as always, bro. I hope you cash them.
Already, man. Good luck to you too, brother.
Absolutely, bro. Let me kick it to monotone real quick. And real quick, I do want to give some updated injury news. So I talked about Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell being out. Raul Neto will play. We got let's see, anything that's relevant. Daniel House Jr. is actually out tonight. He was the other guy that I think you could look at to actually score the ball for the Philadelphia 76ers. This makes me like DeAnthony Milton even more. I'm about to write Milton name down and check out his stats, check out his lines. So Milton, let's see. We got Bam on track to play tonight, and Corey Kispert will have a minutes limit tonight. I think it's one of his first games coming back. Jalen Durham is questionable with an ankle. He's a game time decision with that ankle injury. He hasn't played the last 2 games. I think that's it. As far as over the last 2 hours. Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Appreciate you, LJ. Monotone, I want to kick it to you. Anybody else who got looks, definitely send me a request. I'll get you guys up on Twitter. What's up, Monotone? Talk to the people, my brother.
Nothing much, man. Busy day, a lot of NFL stuff to get out. But hey, we got a very nice NBA slate. So I started out one of my favorite spots of the day, without a doubt. It's Royce O'Neal over 1.5 threes. That has some juice on it. It's -200, so you got to pair it with something else. What I ended up posting was I paired it with Bradley Beal, 1 first quarter assist. That's on DraftKings. I've been doing a lot of these first quarter plays, and Beal has a first quarter assist in every single game so far this season. He's averaging 10.4 minutes in the first quarter and 1.8 assists. So I think the Beal leg is the easy part. You can also use some heavy favorite money line if you feel more comfortable with that. But I really do like Royce O'Neal in this matchup against the Wizards. They obviously just lost their second and third highest usage players with Kyrie Irving and now Ben Simmons going to both be out this game. Kevin Durant can't do everything himself. He's obviously going to try, but I mean, Washington is going to double team the crap out of him, right? Which is just going to leave shooters on the perimeter open. Additionally, he's been good. Royce is shooting 40% from 3 so far this season. He has at least 2 threes in every game except 1 this year. And the volume is there. He's averaging 6.6 attempts per game, and that was with both of those guys. So now we get a guy that's taking 6 shots a game, or I guess 6 to 7 shots a game, averaging 40%, and we get him in a matchup where they really do need him to knock those shots down. So I like Royce a lot. I might even double down and go with maybe a little bit of a ladder, and then maybe a look at Joe Harris as well, just because I think these other guys are going to have to step up in the scoring department with Kyrie out. The other one I went to, it's pretty popular today, but Luka over 8.5 assists. I also did have to sprinkle on that triple-double at +340. Raptors are known. They are known for doubling opposing number 1 players, right? They know they never want to let those number 1s beat them. That just opens up more opportunities for everyone else. I think it's going to be a tough day for Luka. I mean, the Raptors are dogs, right? They're built with these long, athletic defenders that are switchable. They can rotate them. So I really do think it's going to be a tougher day for Luka's scoring. Even though he averages 36 points per game, which is the most in the country, he's still averaging 9 assists per game also. And all we need him to do is get to 9 assists right here. So I think he's going to be doing a lot of kicking out, finding his shooters off of those double teams. So I think Luka, 9 assists, and then Royce O'Neal, 2 threes combined with Bradley Beal, 1 first quarter assist are my 2 favorites of the day.
Hey, love the looks, Montone. I love that Luka assist look too. And then being able to get Royce O'Neal. When you were talking about Royce O'Neal, it kind of made me think about Cam Thomas. I know this guy can fill it up. If people watch, Brooklyn play last year, they know how lethal of a scorer he is. So I doubt we get props for him, but Cam Thomas might be somebody that takes somebody that whoever who is it, Jock Vaughn? I can't remember who the active coach is now that Steve Nash is out. But yeah, I like I might have to look at that as well. But I do like the Royce O'Neal 1.5 threes, and like you said, you can pair that pretty much with anything to reduce the juice monotone. So I appreciate you sharing that. Also, like you said, Luka, they definitely gonna double team him, so he's gonna have to get rid of the ball for sure. Kick it to somebody.
Thomas too. He's like the X factor, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the young guy. He's more of a 3-level scorer, right?
Absolutely
limited. He's on the outside shooting, but Cam can do a lot. So I mean, he had a buzzer beater against us in the summer league, so he definitely likes playing Washington.
He did. I remember that. Monotone. That's a fact. Yeah.
I don't mind that. Maybe like instead of his regular yards, maybe just go up to like 15 or 20 and just sprinkle a couple of dollars, because he's kind of an all or nothing player. If the threes are falling, if the efficiency is there, then he could really go off.
Go for 20. Yeah. I like that, monotone. Yes, when you mentioned Royce O'Neal, it kind of made me think about that, because there's definitely a lot of volume spots and value spots both in this one. Whoa, Jaylen Brown now questionable Friday. Oh my gosh. This is what I'm talking about, man. The manipulation of the injury report. Soon as I take the over, Jaylen Brown is now listed as questionable. Underdog just tweeted it out. That is not good news. Not good news when I'm on the over. I was actually looking at Jaylen Brown points too. Didn't play that one, but don't want to hear that Jaylen Brown is questionable when he's been probable or not even on the injury report all day. So that's not good news if you're looking at that over, because Jaylen Brown is one of the guys that actually gets out to scoring a bunch of points in the beginning of the game. So not what I wanted to hear there. Vaughn, what's going on, bro? Welcome up.
I'm good, bro. You hear me good?
Yeah, you good.
All right, so I got a couple plays, but I got a question for you. I'm looking at this line for the Spurs and the Clippers, and like, why? Any reason the Clippers is only a favorite of 3.5? Like, I don't see any reason at all that this line should be starting at 5.5, 6.5.
I think it's because they really haven't been covering Vaughn. I also think it's because their guys, the Spurs guys, actually got ruled back in, Keldon Johnson and Devin Vassell. Now I'm with you though. Like, I feel like the Spurs have been playing, a lot better than they were anticipated to play until they got smacked up by Toronto the other day. So I'm with you on that. But this Clipper team, they rely a lot on their defense, and when they play against the teams that can score, like the Spurs team, they actually are. I think they're like the second fastest team in the league behind the Lakers as far as pace goes. So they're trying to get out and they're trying to push the pace, of course. They're actually scoring a lot of points. I don't know where their offense ranks, but let me see something real quick. Hold on 1 second, bro. Yeah, so they're averaging 115 points a game. Vaughn, they're only losing by an average of 6 points, and that's even when you include the 40-point beatdown. They lost by 43 points the other day. So if you take that game out, that's definitely an outlier game. So they're scoring the ball. I think that's a big part of it. They and they got their guys back. So I don't know. That's about all I can give you on that one, Vaughn.
All right, that one been throwing me all day. So I don't like a lot of these lines today. Like I said, I had already DM'd you about it. The way a lot of these teams is playing with these injury reports. So I got a couple, but we're gonna start with Boston first quarter spread at 2.5. Of course, we got Boston, the second best scoring team after Denver did what they did last night. I think they scored like 77 in the first quarter. The Bulls is the fourth worst defense in the first quarter. They give up 30 on the road. Boston top 10 in pace. One thing I seen with the Bulls, they are bottom 3 in pace in the first quarter, but they're 18th in the second quarter. So one thing I seen with the Bulls is their pace is kind of manipulated about how fast the other team goes. So with Boston looking to push the ball, I think that Chicago pace will be a bit faster than normal. SDQL stuff, but I had to use you had did something about a week or two ago when the Warriors played the Heat. So what we looked at was when the Celtics are coming off a previous loss and they're home favorite with a line of 6. They are winning the first quarter by 3 points since 2019. They won in the first half by 5. So they're winning that first quarter by 3. So we like that 2.5 spread. Also in the first quarter, we got the Bulls as the second worst defense in rate. Also, they the fourth worst in net rate in the first quarter, only behind the Pacers, Rockets, Pistons, and Lakers. So anytime you win any category with those teams defensively, we love it. So we really like that one. So I went Boston first quarter minus 2.5. I went Boston first quarter team total 28.5. And then I took Vucevic rebounds. So one reason I like it is because Andre Drummond is out, which means he'll play more minutes. Boston is fourth worst in giving up rebounds to the center position. We just seen Jared Allen, Nightfall last get 14 against him. A couple more, but yeah, those my favorite three, man. The first quarter, Boston spread 2.5, and that team total over 28.5. And Vucevic rebounds. We got a couple more plays in the Discord. If anybody interested in joining, link is in the bio. But yeah, we love that. We heavy on Boston tonight.
You like it, Vaughn? I don't know if you heard me say this or not, but you like Boston the same amount, even though Jaylen Brown just came up on the injury report as questionable.
Yep. Yeah. When you said it, it threw me for a second because I ain't seen Jaylen Brown on the injury report all year. However, one thing we've seen with Boston last year, no matter who plays for them, with Time Lord in, Time Lord out, Al Horford, no matter who's been there for them, last year we cashed a lot of tickets with Boston on bounce back spots. First quarter, first half last year. A lot of those tickets was like you said, coming off on any kind of loss. I know that's one of my favorite ones because, like you said, we cashed a lot of that last year. So we just like Boston as a bounce back team. Not so much, almost being robotic about them as a team, not the players that's lined up in the game. Of course, with Jaylen Brown, I don't like it as much, but I still like to play whether he's in or out.
Got you. Okay. No, I like it. Okay. Hey, best of luck, Vaughn. Hope you cash, my brother, as always. Real quick, I want to address something that was asked by Ben. So shout out to my guy Ben. Ben asked, yeah, I see you still typing, Ben. So Ben asked, he said on the show, Chris, can you touch on who do you think is going to be doing the ball handling for Portland tonight? They don't have a player whose assist line is over 5.5, so someone is going to go over their assist number. So the first thing I'll say is they don't have a guy that gets a lot of assists, Ben. I think that, collectively they just move the ball. So even with Dame and Anthony Simons in the game, Dame was only averaging 4.6 assists, and Anthony Simons was only averaging 3.9. These guys are looking for their shots when they get the ball. Dame is, like he could be a primary point guard until he gets hot. When he gets hot, he doesn't want to, facilitate anymore. He just try to kill you and, start jacking. So if you look at this team, the clear-cut answer, though, is Josh Hart. So you just go to NBA.com, look at the advanced stats, and go to passing, and you can see passes made, potential assists, actual assists. Josh Hart was averaging 4 assists with Damian Lillard and Anthony Simons in the game. So this might be a gem right here. Josh Hart assists. He's averaging 4, which is second on the team. If you can get his assists at 5.5 or 4.5, that's an absolute smash spot tonight. And like I said, I think I look at his PRAs because Josh Hart's a guy that can do everything. He can score the ball. He definitely is one of the better rebounders in the league, on his team. And from a guard position, he's probably one of the best rebounders in the league. And he can score the ball as well. So I'd be looking at probably his assists, maybe his assists and rebound line together instead of his PRAs, just in case he's not, the scorer in this game. But I'd be looking at Josh Hart. I think he's the guy that picks up the assists. He's averaging 37 passes made per game, which is 4th on the team. That'll probably jump to 2nd behind Nurkic, probably jump to 1st. And potential assists, he's averaging 8.4. Anthony Simons was averaging 8.6, and Damian Lillard was averaging 9.6. So I'll be looking at Josh Hart assists in this one. As far as the Portland Trailblazers go, and I'm writing that down in my short list as well. Let's see. My guess is Hart will have the most assists. Yeah, that's what I'm on, Coop. That's what I just said. Won't be surprised if the Pelicans rest B.I. and Herb. I think that they probably play him and just blow him out, Mitch, because they do have a game tomorrow. The Pelicans do play I think they play Atlanta tomorrow. They got an Eastern Conference, one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference coming to New Orleans. I think the game will be in New Orleans. So, yeah, I do. I don't know. I think so. Monotone, what's going on, my brother?
You just kind of mentioned it. I'm curious if anyone else in here kind of agrees with me. I'm kind of liking the Warriors a little bit at plus 11 to 12 or whatever the number is currently at. I know they're out all these starters, but this is a well-coached team, you know, a very, very well-coached team with a lot of young up-and-coming players, and then Poole there to kind of hold everything down. So I don't know. That line feels a bit large to me, especially with you mentioning that then the Pelicans have another game tomorrow. So I don't know what the perception in here is, but I'm kind of actually liking the Warriors a little bit on that side.
Yeah, Monotone, what I say to that in response to that is I wouldn't be laying 11 and a half, 12. I don't even like to lay 9 or 8. So there's no way I'm laying 11 or 12, right? Especially in these unmotivated spots. Like the same way that we know all the Warriors not playing, the Pelicans know as well. So that could be a flat spot. We've also seen this team come out and play flat in their first game, at the Smoothie King Center against the Utah Jazz, and they actually lost that game outright. Now, I'm not saying that the Utah Jazz, the Golden State Warriors, this version of the Golden State could win that game, and I hope they don't because I got the Pelicans -4 in my pocket, but it wouldn't surprise me at all, Monotone, if they covered this spread and lost the game by like 9, 8, 7, something like that, right? If they, especially like a backdoor cover, which is why I typically don't play large spreads, should be a smack city spot, as my guy Jay Money says, but if they kept this one close, from a motivational standpoint, it really wouldn't surprise me. I didn't expect Kerr to rest all the guys. I talked about it yesterday. I didn't think he was going to rest all the guys. I thought he was going to rest maybe Draymond and Clay, and Steph could potentially still play, and Wiggins probably as well, but he pulled the trigger on all the guys. So, I still like the 4, but I wouldn't be laying 10 and a half or 11 or whatever the spread is at right now. I also think you could attack it from like a totals perspective. Like, how many points do we anticipate these teams actually scoring, right? So like right now you can get the Pelicans team total at 118 and a half. You can get the Warriors team total at 107 and a half. And maybe you just look towards the under, because I feel like if the game's going to be close, it won't be because Golden State is able to score with the Pelicans. The Pelicans, I think, do have more length and athleticism than this team does. And when you think about it from a motivational perspective, you don't want to take the team that's supposed to be scoring 119 points. Not to say that they can't, but from a motivational standpoint, they shouldn't have to score 119 points against the second unit from the Pelicans to keep this game close. So maybe I'm thinking about taking the under. I don't know what you guys think about that, but that would be my rebuttal to what you just said, Monotone. Before you said you really called that good stuff, Chris. Yeah, for sure. What else you guys got, man? Anybody else got anything in the chat? Y'all send me some requests. I see it's a lot of smart guys in here, man. Y'all send me a request. Get y'all up if y'all got anything y'all want to share. Let's see. Salvario, I think is how you pronounce it. OG, what's going on, bro? Can you hear me? If not, all good, all good. Chubbs, I'm trying to get you up. Chubbs, can you hear me, bro? Chubbs, can you hear me?
Yo, what up, Chris? What up?
What up, man? How you doing?
I'm good, bro. What's you, bro?
I'm good, man. Trying to get to some more money. You know how it go.
Oh, absolutely, brother. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about this game or the game I was thinking about personally.
Any game, bro.
Any game. Cool. You were talking about bro. I just literally had this in my head. Spurs player. What's his name? Oh my God.
Keldon Johnson?
No, not Keldon Johnson.
Devin Vassell?
Yes, Devin Vassell. I'm so sorry, bro. I just playing my daughter walked in the room.
Nah, you good. You good.
I know you on his points. I'm on his threes. I personally have laddered them up over 2.5 as a spot. Like for me, that's a 1 unit easy, and then from there on, 0.5 on each 4 and 5. That's my big preference, man. Like I think Devin Vassell's playing out his mind. I think this is a good spot for him. I think him off that injury list makes me happy because he's made me a lot of money this year. So just happy to put some money on Devin Vassell today.
Devin Vassell over his you said the first line was at 2.5?
Yeah, first line's 2.5, and I think he. I'm
not going to jinx my man, but I think he gets that line honestly in the first half, personally.
Okay. The Pelicans, I will say this. I know they're playing the Spurs. I'm not the Spurs. He played for the Spurs. And then they're playing the Clippers. The Clippers are one of the better 3-point defenses in the league. I mean, that doesn't mean anything from a player perspective, but especially if they come out here and they think they're going to smack them up. I think that's been the spot that the Spurs have looked so good in when they, get these opponents that are supposed to be, so great, and teams kind of overlook them. So I like him being back in the lineup as well. It could absolutely be a really good spot for him, Charles. Appreciate you sharing that, bro, and best of luck, my guy.
Thank you, brother. Nice talking to you, my man.
Absolutely. Anytime, bro. Anytime.
Bro, can you hear me?
Silverio, yeah, you good, bro? What's going on? How you doing?
Man. Sorry, I was not hearing you.
Okay, what's going on? You good? What's up?
English is a bit rusty, so try to understand, but I will try my best. So for today, I'm going with Scotty Barnes, 3.5 points first quarter. He reached this line on the last 10. The last 10 is averaging 5.5. Did you get it?
Yes, sir. I'm listening to you.
Then I'm going Luka rebounds and assists over 17.5. They are going to double him a lot against Toronto, so I think he will reach it. And you can see that plus money is on the triple-double as well. So maybe I will go there as well. And the last one, I'm going Tatum over 26 points and a half because I think he was under 2 in a row, and he will get it today for sure.
Okay. Hey, I like the looks, man. I think I really like that Luka look. I didn't think about his rebounds plus assist line. I like that look a lot. So real. Appreciate you sharing that, bro. Best of luck to you tonight.
Thanks so much, bro.
Absolutely. Cal, can you hear me? If so, the floor is yours, my brother.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
Not too bad. Not too bad. I just got one pick for you. I got here a little late, so someone might have already mentioned it, but Raptors, Mavs. Mavs are fifth in the league, I think, in turnovers, and OG's a steal machine. The other day, someone put in his steals in here, and I took it, and he had 3 in the first quarter. So you can get 1.5, over on OG for plus odds tonight. So I'm smashing that.
That was OG. What was the play again?
1.5 or 1.5 steals.
OG Anunoby.
Can you get that plus odds?
Yeah, absolutely. Over 1.5 steals. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a lock.
Whoa, Kyle. You don't want to call it a lock, bro, because then it'll go opposite. I'm messing with you, bro. I'm messing with you, man.
It's close as it's gonna get though, so I'm gonna take it.
Okay. Hey, I couldn't talk you off of it, Kyle. Best of luck, bro. I hope you cash it.
Yeah, have a good one.
Absolutely, bro. You too. KB man, what's going on? Welcome up. I think it's your first time here. How you doing?
Thank you. Yeah, it is. I had a question for you. So I was looking at the spread for the Lakers and Jazz game. They have Lakers at a -3. Has that changed? That was my question for you.
No, I think it's still at a -3 right now. The last time I looked, it's actually 3.5. So,
3.5.
yeah, 3.5 Lakers to win the game by 4, which is scary. I think the Lakers winning by anything more than 1 right now is scary. But I don't get a chance to I don't set the line. So yeah, and it's funny because it opened at 2, so a lot of money's come in on Utah in this spot. I mean, on the Lakers in this spot.
Right. That's what I was going to ask. What would be the smarter play? Would you actually bet on the Jazz to win or the Lakers to win?
The smartest play is probably keeping my money in my pocket and not trying to pick that one. I feel like when I can't find a big enough edge, you know what I mean? Like if I was going to fade the Lakers, I would do it in the first quarter. The Jazz have looked really good in the first quarter, and the Lakers have lost every first quarter, I think, so far. They haven't scored more than 25 points in the first quarter. I played the Pelicans minus the 0.5 in the first quarter last game. So the Lakers, they, if you watch the games, I typically watch all of them from start to finish. If you watch the game, they struggle making shots early, and then you see them pick it up a little bit in the second quarter, and they, overcome the deficit before halftime. Then the third quarter starts, and you see them, play pretty well. In the fourth quarter, they tend to fade. Last game, they didn't fade in the fourth quarter. So it's, I don't know. This Jazz team is difficult to cap. The Lakers team is difficult to cap. I think it's other spots on the board that I'd rather play. So I'm not on the game officially. And also, it's just really difficult. Last year, I didn't bet a lot of Laker games just because I'm a diehard Laker fan. And if I bet them to lose, like I did the other day against the Pelicans, and they win, I feel like the biggest idiot in the world, right? That's like a double loss. right? So I typically stay away, and I hit on them against the Clippers when they lost that game, but I'm on the sideline for this one.
For sure. No, I'm a big Lakers fan, so I was just trying to see where your head was at when it came to those bet lines, because I do bet, so.
Yeah, I just say best of luck, my brother, with whatever you end up taking, man. But you know, analytically, fading the Lakers in the first quarter, I test too. Fading the Lakers in the first quarter will probably be the best bet. I'm not taking that either, though. I'm sitting on the sideline in this one.
Oh, same. Yeah, no. I might have to just go ahead and step off on that one. I appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Let me get let's see, what time is it? It's 6:28. So we about to get up out of here. But my guy Boombaye is in the building. What up, Boombaye? I don't think you connected, bro. If you can hear me, the floor is yours. But I don't think you can.
I can hear you, Chris.
What up, Big Gains? How you doing, bro?
What up, man? Chilling, man. I just wanted to say, man, on that Lakers game, I'm a big Lakers fan too, man. I made a promise to myself to bet against them every game, but it kind of seems like they're coming around a little bit, man. You know, they're all starting to gel and everything. So, on a side note, Jazz are 1-6 against the spread in LA. So, you know, if you're looking at betting the Jazz, think about it again, man. But like I said, Jazz are playing good ball right now. You know what I mean? But like I said, Lakers are starting to come around. So it's a tough game, man. It's either you go on one side or you stay away.
Absolutely, I'm with you, Big Gains. I feel the same exact way, man. I will also add that, you know, it's a revenge game for Jordan Clarkson. Of course, he used to play in LA. He's been playing really, really well. You know, in the starting role with the Jazz. So, you know, maybe you want to attack this game from a player prop perspective. Like I said, I was looking at Bron, and I think if he comes out a little sluggish, I might just put a little something on his under, especially if I can get it at 28.5, 29.5. Because, like I said, he had 20 points the other day, and I know he's not feeling the greatest. Well, at least he wasn't feeling the greatest in the last game that we played. He talked about it in the post-game interview. And also, you know, just you know, this Jazz team, like I said, they play defense. They're gonna be if the spread is 3 or less, then the odds makers are telling you they're expecting a one possession game. You know, like I think that's pretty easy to figure out. To me, and it could be like a coin flip. You know, like 3 points or 2.5 points is typically what the home team typically gets. You know, when you factor in home court advantage. So really, what the odds makers are telling you is that they don't know who's going to win this game. That's why the Lakers opened at a 2-point favorite, right? That's just the home court advantage being factored in. So best of luck if y'all playing this game. I'm going to stay off this one. Definitely be watching.
I wanted to ask you something else, Chris. As far as the side, man, you know, throughout these 12 games today, if you were to go with a side, which team would you look at?
In the Laker game?
No, just any game. Like as far as like a strong bet, like if you were to pick one game out of all these games, what would be your strongest pick?
If I had to take a spread?
Spread, money line, whatever.
Spread. It was that Pelicans one that got away from everyone because it was -4.
I got that at +4. You know, before they started announcing everything, so I got that.
Oh, nice. Okay. So if I had to pick any other one, it'd probably be oh man, shoot. It'd probably be. I don't like the card today, man. I think Dallas wins by 3.5, but I could also see Toronto coming in there playing hard. But I don't like fading Dallas at the crib, man. I think I'd probably take Dallas to beat Toronto, but Toronto's a buy-on team for me too. I don't necessarily look to back them either. It's just so many injuries, you know, like the Portland game. You look at the spread being 12.5. That's a big number. Does Phoenix really want to win by 13? I'd also be looking at the Bucks, man. I just feel like the Bucks are better than Minnesota. That's what I'd be looking at. I'd be looking at the Timberwolves. Fading the Timberwolves, but that also depends on if Rudy Gobert is in the game, of course, because we know him and Ant were both questionable, and if they are ruled out, you know, as they get closer to game time, which we won't know because that's a 10 o'clock start time, you know, that spread's gonna jump. So it's just a lot of like, you know, bad spots, but it's also some, you know, really, you know, ugly like injury report type things, and it's such a big slate that, you know, you don't really want to. So yeah, I don't got one for you, bro, if I'm being honest. But the biggest one would be the Timberwolves. I think that they still, if Rudy Gobert plays, and Anthony Edwards plays, then I still like the Bucks. I think Giannis on a mission this year. You know, they're just such a big team with a lot of length and athleticism, and nobody can guard Giannis. So I like Milwaukee covering on a small spread of 3.5.
Okay, I'm also on the Washington Nets game. What do you think about Wizards, man?
I think the Wizards are a difficult team to cap, big games. I think that they could come in here and win this game. They should win the game, right? You're getting a Brooklyn team that's going through a lot of turmoil with all the stuff going on with Kyrie. Ben Simmons hasn't looked like himself, and he's still not even playing. So Washington has the advantage. I expect them to win the game. I expect a big game from Porzingis because Brooklyn bigs are not the best, if I'm being polite about it. And I think Bradley Beal and Kyle Kuzma should be able to get the job done. Yeah, that's where I would look. Yeah, I don't know. A bad travel spot for Washington too, though, because they're coming back from Philly. So I do think that Washington wins the game, though. I will say that.
Okay, cool, man. Appreciate you, Chris, man.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Boom, Baye, what's going on, bro? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. You can hear me?
Yeah. What's up, bro?
Yeah, I know I ain't really been. I've been listening. I've been just trying to sit back and still kind of gauge and let everything kind of develop because this shit's going on with. Before I say anything like a play, this shit going on with Shams and FanDuel and all this stuff, man. It's ridiculous, man. Like,
that's a fact.
They already cheating, not listing all the role players, but they fucking cheating right now. Like all of this stuff they be doing, man. I don't like that, man. So, I just wanted to get that out the way because I'm a little frustrated. One of my plays I liked, I don't play spreads. This Jaylen Brown stuff got me kind of looking at taking the Bulls plus 7.5 now. They took him out. Then they ruled he was able to play, and the spread went up 0.5 point because of that. So if you play spreads, I think that Bulls plus 7.5 is worth a shot.
I agree with that, Boombaye. I also agree with that, bro. I think the Celtics, their defense so bad right now that I think I think they could it's a Celtic spot. Because the Bulls, I talked about the travel for the Bulls. They legit played home, road, home, and now they're going back on the road to Boston, and it's the third game in 4 nights. So the Celtics should win and cover this spot, but their defense just isn't good enough for me right now to want to back them. So I'll be looking at Chicago to be able to cover this spread too, especially if they got their legs underneath them. But because of both of those things kind of offsetting each other, I kind of stayed away. But go ahead and finish, bro. I just wanted to mention that real quick.
Yeah, I was gonna say everybody keeps saying I'm biased with LA now because I live in LA now. Saying this will be the game where I get why you would say that because of the travel, but this will be a game where I would take the Bulls. Let's be mindful of their on the money line. Let's be mindful of how the Bulls players played the last 2 games. It was people you couldn't bet on to take props that was killing the last 2 games. It was Javonte Green, Derrick Jones Jr., and Patrick Williams out of nowhere. So I look like I expect things to get back to normal today. I expected the DeRozan and the Levine game, me personally. But I did have a question, and you can help me answer this or anybody else. We know Harden's out. I know it's Maxi's birthday. I'm personally fading that. I'm looking at Tobias or I'm liking Tobias points. PPD, I do like the 76ers to win. I'm trying to think, is the 15 or the 20 a safe route? And also, what do you think about Joel Embiid, 5 assists, 76ers to win? It says Harden's not playing.
Did he get ruled in, Boombaye? I feel like I still ain't seen that news yet.
I'm under the impression he's playing. We got to act like he's playing with the game about to jump off in 20, 30 minutes. So I'm under the impression he's playing.
Okay. If that's the case, I think it. Who they playing again? They playing the Knicks. They playing the Knicks. I don't know, bro. I just don't want to touch Embiid right now, Boomba. Yeah, I think honestly, if Embiid plays, I might look at his under rebounds. I know I talked about that the other day, and he got ruled out in that game. And it's really just like I think that plantar fasciitis. I keep talking about it, but I think that plantar fasciitis that he was dealing with in the offseason, setting him back, I think that has a big impact on his ability to be able to run up and down the floor and be as mobile as he was last year. So his game has taken, just a slight step back. When he gets his condition underneath him, I think he'll be fine. But right now, I honestly be looking at Embiid to go under his rebounds. I don't really know about the assists. He's just not the version of himself that he was last year. I love Embiid. He's my favorite big man in the league. But when it comes to making money and betting props, I'm trying to find some cash. So I'd be looking to take his rebounds under Boombaye.
Okay, so I'm gonna take Tobias Harris 15 in the win. I do like 76ers to win. My officials for today would be I'm on Joe Harris over 2.5 threes. That's where is it at? It's going down now. It's plus 116. I'm about to get that put in right now. I like that as official, and I'm also going to take what was that? It was a rebound and assist play. I believe it was Devin Booker rebounds and assists with Campaign not playing.
Mm-hmm.
Double check the line. Rebound and assist. Devin Booker over 9.5, minus 125. I like that with no Campaign. Yeah, we know they got Damian Lee coming off the bench, but I think when they make those second unit rotations, Booker will probably play more minutes tonight, and he'll look to be more of a facilitator with the second unit, try to create some easy baskets for those guys. So I like that over 9.5 for Booker. So I'm gonna play that and the Joe Harris over 2.5 threes as my two officials for today. But that's pretty much all I got.
Okay. Now I like the look on Joe Harris. He's the other guy besides Royce O'Neal that could get going too.
Yeah, he gotta shoot. So if he's gonna do it, today gotta be the day with no Kyrie. He should be able to get up 6 to 7 shots today easily from the 3-point line.
That's a fact. And it actually makes me think about I don't know what his assist is sitting at, but I remember last year KD assist was actually hidden when Kyrie didn't play in those games. So that's another look. You know, it's a lot of looks based on I think, and that's why I'm liking player props a little bit more than size and totals on a day like today. But appreciate you, Boomba. Yeah, I hope you cash these tickets, bro.
He's at over 6.5, but let me check his rebound and assist because that might be more enticing to me myself.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
Rebound and assist is at 14.5, so it's kind of high for me, but the assist line is. I think the assist line is right at 6.5. So
yeah, I think he could get 7 assists if he's locked in, and you know it just depends on how he's dealing with all this stuff internally. You know that's going on with Kyrie. Like, do he really care? Does he use the basketball court as a sanctuary? Like and go out here and try to kill, especially being back in DC today. So I think he could go both, a couple of different ways. I'm gonna probably stay off of it, but if he got 7 assists,
only trade that man to the Bulls. Y'all know he loves Tony Kukoc, man. Come to the crib.
Right.
Take the Rosen and Patrick Williams and whoever else y'all need, and come win us number 7, KD. That's what needs to happen at this point.
I hear that,
So
Boomba.
have a good one, man. Everybody, good luck on all y'all splits, man. Let's beat the Bucks, man. I'm tired of them cheating, man.
Absolutely, that's what we're here to do, Boomba. Let me kick it to my guy Ski real quick. What up, Ski? Tell the people what you on today, bro. How you doing?
What up? I'm doing good. I'm chilling. I was listening to you talk. I heard all your picks, and it was like a couple. It was one I agree with and one I didn't agree with. It was Chicago, the one he just talked about. I think we gotta start paying attention to. Like, I don't think it's a real Boston spot, just because. I mean, before Chicago played those last 2 games, they had 2 days off. So I think they got enough rest. And in that last game, it was a blowout. It's not like they had to, use too much energy to win that game. In Boston, they play another game tomorrow. So teams in that scenario, we just got to be mindful. They might conserve some of their energy for that next game. And I looked at favorites of 7 or more to have a game the next day. The past 2 seasons, they're 37.4% against the spread. So that's a reason to play the Bulls. I like the Bulls tonight. And somebody else mentioned Vucevic rebounds. I think that's interesting just because he had like 20, maybe even more than 20 last time they played. And Boston kind of been giving up rebounds to everybody. So those 2 plays sound good to me. But my official is the Bulls plus the 7.5.
Yeah, Ski. So I agree with you on that. I wouldn't take. I'm not laying 7.5 with the Celtics. Like, if I had to play the game, I would only play the Bulls minus 7.5. I mean, plus the 7.5 with you. I just think that I just don't like that travel spot though, Ski. Like 4 games, all in different, like home, road, home. But like you did make a great point. They blew Charlotte out the other day, so I'm pretty sure that's probably part of the reason that Zach LaVine is going, play in this game, because on the 3rd and 4th nights, with him playing all 3, I think, they were supposed to rest him in the last game, and they ended up, not even having to play him, full complement of minutes. So I like the look. I wouldn't be laying 7.5 with the Celtics against any team right now, to be honest. I just don't think defensively they locked in enough for me.
Absolutely. And I roll with you on that first quarter, though. I'm with you 100% on the first quarter over. And the only thing I didn't mention about Boston is they're coming off an overtime game, too. That's another reason I like the Bulls. The other game I was looking at was Indiana, and I forgot if I I was with you or against you on this one, but I like the Pacers. I just think you gotta bet against the Heat, and Jimmy Butler's not in the lineup. They won 6 against the spread the last 7, and Pacers got the rest advantage 3 days compared to 1. They've been the number 1 rebounding team the last 5 games, and they've been better offensively than the Heat. So I like the Pacers plus, and I like the Bulls plus tonight.
2 dogs. Okay, Ski. Ski, I'm definitely not against you on that one either. I'm not looking to take the Heat without Jimmy Butler. They haven't looked that great with them. So yeah, I'm with you on that one too, bro. Especially with Bam being banged up. This Pacers team, I don't know though, Ski. Like they offensively they're good, but defensively we know that they giving up points to anybody. So I think I'd rather play like.
Test it though. You said it. Miles Turner, the defense gonna get better.
That's a fact. I'm off the game, but I'll be with you. I'll only be looking to play the Pacers plus the 3. I think a guy like Matt Strus, props in this one might be a better look. So I'm staying off the game. Kind of like just because of the variance. I feel like we've been seeing a lot of variance, Ski, so far as these sides, and definitely the totals, bro. Like every time I play one, I lose, but then when I got leans, I went 3-0 yesterday on the 3-0 the day before on the lean. So. I'm off the totals right now too, but until we get a little more data, maybe 10 games in on all these teams. But yeah, Ski, I'd be riding with you on both of these, bro. If I was playing either one of them, especially if you got the earlier line on the Pacers, because I know even more money's coming in now on them because it opened at 4.5, now it's down to 3. So like that spot as well, and they could outright win this game. Absolutely, bro.
And I'm with you on the first quarter, so let's cash and good luck on the rest of your
absolutely, Ski. Appreciate you, my brother. And let me come to Snag and then Degenerates, then we getting off of here. What up, Snag?
What up, Chris? What's going on?
How you doing, brother?
Earlier when I joined, y'all was talking about that Memphis game. Well, you were talking about it because there was nobody up here yet. Something I played in that game, it's minus 180. I got it parlay with Milwaukee money line. It's Memphis first quarter and them to win the full game. So then that way you can avoid the minus 800.
Love to look in that one. Yeah, I always forget you can do that, Snag. But on FanDuel, you can take first quarter and full result. You just need the team to be winning at the end of both.
That way, you know what I'm saying? You can avoid the minus 800, or if you want to, you can take a PPD. But I couldn't find none I like. So give me the first quarter and the full game. And I'm straight.
Love it, bro. Don't force it. I love it.
You know how I am about Milwaukee. I don't care if Rudy Gobert play or not. He ain't stopping that boy.
Yeah, I know how you feel about them, bro. Hey, best of luck tonight, Snag. Appreciate you, my brother. Degenerate, I want to kick it to you before we wrap it up. What's up? What's going on, Degenerate? Talk to the people, man. What you want tonight?
Yeah, what's up, man? We just finished up our spaces. Figured I'd hop in, and I wish I took that Magic bet last night. I came in here, said that anyone but the Warriors watched the end of that game. Was a little upset they lost, but I agree with a lot of what you guys are saying tonight. I like the Pacers. I'm on a Halliburton over tonight, on a Desmond Bane over tonight. That's just it's a 20. I took it at 20.5 this morning, and I don't care that it's a blowout spot, right? And you just have to take that the way that he's playing, in my opinion. But the one that I really like tonight, you guys touched on this Wizards game. I think this is a game the Wizards win, and I think KP goes off, like you said. We're taking Porzingis.
And B just got rolled out. Just FYI, I just wanted to say that real quick. So if you didn't play the guys, you might want to go ahead and put that ticket in as quick as possible. It just came out. But go ahead, you can finish. My fault.
No, you're all good. That's big news. I'm gonna have to go and get a bet in soon here. But yeah, we like Porzingis over 33.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And we've just been fading this Nets defense all season long, right? They've been so bad on defense, and Porzingis has been flying under the radar a lot this year. Usually he struggles with injuries, and he's always hurting. And I'm a Wizards fan, so I kind of have followed his summer and off season. And this is his first season since the Knicks where he's really just been able to focus on his game and focus on training instead of rehabbing and everything. And we've seen that early on. You know, his game's improved, his shooting's improved a lot, and his health has improved. He's playing 32 minutes a game, which we haven't seen in the last couple of years. He's averaging 21 points a game, 8.5 boards, shooting over 52% from the field, and he's averaging 35 points, rebounds, and assists over the last 5 games, leading the Wizards in usage this year. And the Nets are a complete free fall, like I'm sure everyone's been talking about in these spaces. And they're a physically small team, and they just play small. They're 30th in defensive rebounding, 28th in offensive rebounding. They got the 5th worst defensive efficiency so far this season. So this is one that I just think, Porzingis is going to get a lot of looks tonight. And I really don't think anyone on that team can slow him down, right? Simmons is out tonight. So that's just more length that they lost. And definitely like Porzingis to have a big one tonight. But thanks for having me as always, Chris. And good luck tonight, everyone.
Absolutely, Jaron. I talked about Porzingis too. I didn't lock him in, but like you said, they have nobody that can guard this guy. And rebound wise, I think that's also another key part to what he's been doing this year. He's actually had some pretty good rebounding games. We know Porzingis typically likes to stand at the 3-point line, but he's actually been rebounding the ball well. So I love the look on him as well, DJ. Boomba, I want to kick it back to you. What's up, bro?
Yeah, I know you wanted to hop off, but I'm actually mad I didn't make the slate, but I'm glad I didn't make the slate either. With the 76ers, I'm probably going to take Tobias Harris double in the win now because somebody got a rebound. And I know they got, what's the guy's name, Reed and Montrezl Harrell, but, New York, I think New York going to win that matchup up front. So I think Tobias got a score and he got a rebound now. So that might be a little. I might also look over at my usual with the 76ers. PJ Tucker 2 threes in the win. It's just a little bit more. I'm a little worried about the spacing with Harden and Embiid out now. So I don't think them shots in the corner going to be as open for him. But I think he could get it done. But I saw the line for Tobias. I think it was 8 rebounds in the win, and I was literally going to press play on that. As soon as you said the Embiid stuff, it got locked. So. Yeah, I just wanted to bring those up, see what you thought about, Tobias Harris tonight.
Yeah, I think Tobias in a primetime spot. He's a guy that's typically overlooked too, Boombaye. I think I know I overlooked Tobias Harris because the last couple times I played him last year, he tricked it off for me. But in a spot like this, without the guys, this the guy that they gave money to, like he was Harden, like he was Embiid. So I do expect him to step up in a spot like this. But I think the guards are what typically kill the Knicks. So I like Tobias. I like him a lot. I think the offense probably be ran through him and Maxey for sure, and Milton as well. But Tobias gonna hit threes. He gonna play defense. He gonna box out and try to get some rebounds. So I couldn't talk you off of him.
So you like it? So you like his threes over anything else?
I probably play his points over his threes, just because I feel like you said, spacing wise, he might not he don't got Harden to distribute the ball like he typically get it corner pocket. Just catch and shoot. Now, without that, I think that, it makes it a little more difficult for him just to stand in the corner. He's going to have to score on his own tonight. You know what I mean? He's going to have to put his head down and get to the rim, couple spin moves, maybe some offensive rebounds. He's going to have to grind for him. So I'll probably play his points over his threes.
Okay, well, that was pretty much – I just saw the lineup. They started Harrell at the 5 and Tucker at the 4s.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be him on Julius Randle. I think he can win that matchup off the dribble, but we'll see how it play out, man. Like I said, good luck to everybody.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. What up, Snack?
Yeah, Chris, my fault if I missed it when you went over it, because I'm assuming you did. But what did you say about that Mavs game?
I said that I really don't want to play a side because I like both teams are buy-on teams for me. I like the Mavs and I like Toronto. It's probably going to be a game that I have me a glass of red wine and some popcorn, and I just watch. I do like Luka. Luka has been killing it. We know he came into the season, in the best shape that he's probably come into any season so far. But Toronto's not a team that I'm really looking to fade right now. They played extremely well too. You get a spread that opened at 4, is down to 3.5, so some money's come in on Toronto in this spot, and it makes sense. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, a defensive game, especially with the total only being at 217. These teams will probably struggle to get to 105 points apiece. And that's what I anticipate. Just, kind of watching. I'll learn. I definitely want to watch that game. I'll be watching that game. I'll be watching the Timberwolves game versus Minnesota. Versus Milwaukee, I'm sorry. And then, of course, my Laker game. The earliest slate, I think I'm going to be watching the Detroit team. I want to see how Detroit plays against the unmotivated Cleveland Cavalier team. So yeah, I do think you got to look at guys like Karis LeVert in that spot too for Cleveland without them having both of their guards. So yeah, and yeah, that's what I got, man. So official for me, I know somebody had just DM'd me and asked me what I was official on. I'm officially on. My whole card was, I talked about the Pelicans yesterday. Nobody can get that line anymore, but that was official on that. I talked about it on the morning show as well. The other thing that I'm official on is Giannis rebounds over 12.5. I locked it in at plus 102. And then the 76ers, the Chicago Bulls and the Boston Celtics, first quarter total over 54.5. I absolutely think that's a smash spot. I'm not going more than a unit on it, but I love that look a lot. And I think that the books might be caught slipping with a total that's set a tad bit too low, especially when you look at the total for the full game, opened at 223. We did get the news that Jaylen Brown is going to play in this game, even though he had an illness. Hopefully he looks good and, can come out, help get some points in the first quarter. So that's what I'm official on. Tomorrow we got a big slate again. Not as big of a slate, but it's 3, 6, 7. I think it's 8 games tomorrow. They start at 5. So I'll probably do a show in the morning at 9 and then another show maybe around like noon, maybe. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll send a tweet. So be on the lookout for that. And that's all I got for you guys. If you guys got questions about the chalkboard link, like I said, it's posted on my page, but shoot me a DM. I'll send it to you. And that's all I got, man. Best of luck to everybody on their best tonight. And let's get some cash, man. That's what we came to do. Y'all be good. I'm out.